thousands of products.
We can even send you free samples to try.
And we'll take care of your artwork for free. It really is that simple.
Come on, give us a try.
I can fall, I can fly to the highest mountain tops. I can breathe you, I can drink in your laugh. I can live on your smile. I can trip, and if I can fall into your arms, I can stay there my whole life. I can live, I can love, I can be better with you, for real, for real. I can hear, I can feel, I can see, I can tell you, for real. Oh, I can love, I can be better with you, for real, for real. I can hear, I can feel, I can see, I can tell you, for real. I can stare, I can memorize your face, your hands, your hair, every part of you. I can cut off any of the ends, and not even when I keep with you. I can speak to you for honesty. I can even run any game. I can hear a million angels singing in my ear when I say your name. Ooh. I can love, I can be better with you, for real. I can hear, I can feel, I can see, I can tell you, for real. I can live, I can love, I can be better with you, for real. For real. I can hear, I can feel, I can see, I can tell you, for real. I can't smile, can't dream like a child, can't feel safe in this wide world without you. I can't go, can't disturb this flow, can't begin to know what I would do. I can't see, can't find strength to be, rather not be me without you. I can't deal, I can't even feel without you. I'm not real. I can live, I can love, I can be better with you, for real. I can hear, I can feel, I can see, I can tell you, for real. I can live, I can love, I can be better with you, for real. I can hear, I can feel, I can see, I can tell you, for real. I can live, I can love, I can be better with you, for real. For real. I can hear, I can feel, I can see, I can tell you, for real. Yeah, for real. I can love, I can be better with you, for real. I can hear, I can feel, I can see, I can tell you, for real.
I seen some impressive things, that's for sure. Sometimes, when no one's around, I admit I go out on the stage and I think, geez, you know, right here is where Tori Amos played a piano and did a show. It's a rainbow of flavors at the condiment bar, the tangy bite of relish and the creamy goodness of mayonnaise. But just so you know, they're not really cool about you sticking your head under that ketchup pump thing.
Today's recipe is unconventional, but it is delish. We start with a pair of hiking boots.
First of all, I'd really like to thank the Academy.
Every day, ordinary people with an extraordinary commitment to their pets
choose the Signa brand. Okay, the Samsung has a cool slider design. It's really thin, but the screen is huge. When my daughter said, "Mom, I'm getting married," I said, "We're going shopping at Robin Stuckey." Look closely and discover there's more to Daisy than a dollop. Introducing cottage cheese, the Daisy way. But that's what it takes to achieve some of the best outcomes around. At the St. Joseph Cancer Center, the cancer revolution is alive. They begin buried miles below in a cauldron of pressure and heat. No, silly. It's March Mattress model markdowns where you can save up to 60% store-wide. It hangs and floats. It seeks any opening. It leaves behind poisons that cling to walls and carpets. Introduce your friends to the taste of cheddar, or savor every nibble for yourself. Where can you get a hot breakfast for 79 cents or less? Only at home with Albertsons. Nabisco Oreos and milk. Well, it's so incredible just how well they go together. So incredible the moment those two get together can be.
From the Windy City to your city, courtside, the matchup you've been waiting for. A field of dreams for some and a long ride home for others. Sounding so good through the air, it's like you're right there. Folks, you want to score? People, she's got your game. It's the Maya Akai Show, featuring comedian Nikki Braden. She is pretty funny with your host, Maya Akai. Radio never looks so good.
Welcome back to the Maya Akai Show. We are actually now into our second hour of our first show.
Good afternoon.
That's right. It is 12:01 here in the windy city, the rainy city is what we should be calling right about now, because I'm about to get waterlogged.
Oh, and humidity is
okay.
Like a cotton ball.
Okay, I look like a Fraggle Rock. Gone wrong. Seriously, my hair is like all wrong because this humidity has been stupid. But either way, I guess rain could be California. My people out in California are dying for rain.
They can have some of this.
Yes, if we could ship it out, we definitely would. So we just wrapped up our first installment of Man Crush Monday, and we had comedian Calvin Evans in studio, who was quite the joy. Calvin, his alter ego.
He is so funny.
Please go and check out the songs, because that was just too. I mean, it is comedy at its best.
It is. He's so funny. Very original.
He's very original. So go to calvinevanscomedy.com and check it out. He's Chicago's own.
Yes, he is.
You guys are Chicago's own, which is good
went
stuff.
to Illinois, so he's all about the
Big
Illinois.
10 stuff going on in this studio. At the end, when he left, him and Rob were over there about to
They
bump
gave
heads.
each other a pound.
They did give a little pound,
They gave a little pound.
So
It's all
the
love.
Kappa and the Q saw eye to eye for a moment, So that's all good stuff. But thank you for tuning in. Like I said, we're into our second hour, which will be, we're talking what's trending, those hot topics and headlines that have maybe a local, national, or international focus. Maybe you're listening to us on Smooth 90.5 FM HD radio, or via Sirius Radio Channel 432. And for all my folks who are trying to figure out this online thing, because there's so many ways to listen, of course, we're on Live 365 and iHeartRadio.com. But here would be the easy thing to do. Just go to the station website, because you can click and listen, or you can watch and listen live stream right through the website for the station. So just go to WGSJBCradio.com and you can watch and listen, or just click listen. That's probably the easiest way.
Probably the easiest way.
Just to kind of, get it all there at one point for you. So
I'm clearly confusing people. So just do that.
And I'm here to clarify. Okay. So obviously the hot topic and headline.
Let's get into it.
That has just started brewing, obviously, last week. We all know about Rachel Dolezal, who is the Spokane, Washington NAACP president, the chapter for that. Well, officially, she has resigned.
She has resigned right now.
And that came under a flurry of criticism, because she actually canceled a meeting that they were supposed to be having tonight, and members were enraged and felt that she didn't have the right to cancel it, regardless to the situation. As well as the NAACP last week pretty much came out and said that they supported her in her role.
Sure.
That despite there were issues, obviously, with the identity, that she had a stellar track record as being an advocate for the African-American community in Spokane, Washington.
Sure.
So they had chosen not to remove her from the post, knowing the information that I guess at this point there is the controversy of if, obviously, people feel like she was dishonest about who she is.
Yes. Okay, I'm wondering why, and I'm just trying to jump in her mind, but I'm wondering if the NAACP supported her, and that if the NAACP supported her and said she had a stellar record, I wonder what made her, maybe the criticism from everyone else made her step down. You think so?
I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, it was probably imminent that it was going to happen because of the scrutiny that was coming. I mean, granted,
but she's not getting any from the NAACP. What really matters? Like, her job is like, we're good.
Well, here's the thing.
Like,
They said the reason they chose to not remove her from that post was because her track record as president of the Spokane, Washington chapter, she had done a stellar job.
Absolutely.
So
That's
she was living up to expectations of her job and really, truly was an advocate for that community.
Sure.
So with that being said, they said, at the heart of it all, they said race is not a reason that we choose to hire someone to be in that position.
Exactly.
I think the controversy for most people, and I'd be curious, what's your thoughts on this? 708-223-0030 to get your comments into the Maya Akai Show. Were you enraged if you were a person of color, if you happen to be black? Because, by the way, she clarified, I am not African American. I identify with being black.
That's what she said.
Is what she said.
It is what she said.
And that was a smart response because she clearly cannot be African American because she's not of African descent.
Right.
So that response made sense. I mean, you couldn't change it anyway. So I'll be curious for the people who have been, tracking the story, whether you be black or white. What's your thoughts on this? Do you feel that she was firmly dishonest, or can we look at this as a new case of which
somebody... Are we going to say the word? Are you going to say it?
I'm going to say it.
Oh, my gosh, okay.
You've got transgender identity.
Sure,
is this transracial, which is not something that technically exists, but we've seen this kind of behavior exist in many communities. How many people out there grew up with somebody who wasn't like you? So let's just say you gave me an example of a kid that you went to school with.
I went to high school, and it was one Caucasian gentleman that went to school, and do you know... For 4 years, and after we graduated, I never ever knew he was Caucasian. I never knew that until we went to a reunion and somebody said it. I was like, he's not white. And they're like, yes, he is. I always really thought he was just a very light black person. Forever. I never knew he was white.
Because obviously he just blended in with the culture and the people.
With everyone else, and he spoke with, the dialect, if you will, and
right.
It just seemed natural. He just looked very light. That's all. I never knew that.
So, I'm curious if people feel that she was just dishonest. I mean, we know that clearly when we saw pictures of her as a kid, she was a little white girl. She was.
Yes. Oh, yes, she was.
She did attend Howard University.
She did.
And they said during that duration.
But she was white when she went.
She said she was white.
She was still white.
But obviously, based on her choice of even where she went to college, she was already making that connection.
Are you calling it a transition?
Transitioning? Early transition, right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
With black culture.
Sure.
And obviously, maybe after she was fully immersed and involved, that's just, she no longer obviously identified with being Caucasian. Now, that may sound crazy to people, but we see this all the time. Sometimes the content doesn't match the packaging. You're seeing it right now with, I was about to say Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, who said his entire life he did not identify with being a man.
Sure.
So my question is, why can't similar circumstances exist when you talk about race? Why does it have to be finite and can't be acceptable, but we can be flexible when we talk about gender?
I don't know. I have the same question. I have no idea. It really didn't bother me. I don't really have an opinion about it at all. I don't think she did it out of malice or contempt. I think that's just what she did, and she was doing a great job for the African American community, so it really didn't bother me.
And it's interesting. I'm going to tell you how deep Rachel is into this. She posted on Twitter, "The racism I have faced from my fellow blacks on Twitter today disgusts me. I had no clue this site was full of Uncle Toms."
Okay.
Yes. Ooh, ouch.
Okay.
Smart. Pull back. She probably should have left out the Uncle Tom part.
She probably should have left that part.
But this just tells you how
black she
how
is.
deep she is into believing that she is black.
Yes.
So I'm going to say this again. Is it impossible to be transracial if that's how you identify?
I don't know. I mean, I feel, fortunately, I'm blessed to be comfortable with the skin and gender that I've been assigned, so I really can't speak to that, but I suppose so.
And you have to ask yourself a couple different questions about this when you think about this situation. When you talk about somebody who is Caucasian deciding that they want to be
black,
yes. First of all, you have to evaluate, you do realize you're working backwards and moving away from what we know is real and white privilege.
Sure.
That you're moving away having the
she
perks.
She signed up for it.
You're subbing into something that comes with a lot of issues and problems, sure. And that, and racism, and you can add gender to that too. You come with, all those things are coming towards you. So for her to make a decision that she would walk away from being in a situation where life is easy and there's a certain amount of entitlement to it, yes. To decide she wanted to identify with a race of people that she historically has had issues and continue to have issues. But wait a minute, she didn't just try to masquerade. She went as far as to say, I want to be part of the solution. So then she got involved with the NAACP and became the president.
That's exactly.
You got to step back, and even though you may not have liked her choice and how she did it,
right?
I'm looking at more at what is her reason for doing it and what was the sincerity to it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was a malicious intent at all. clearly it wasn't. If she got that involved to become a part of the NAACP and live her life as a black woman, I don't think it was a malicious